officially will be launched today. And ahead of that, Mama Bioso Abuaje has been interacting with the quiz mistress, Dr. Elsie Ifa Kaufman. So let's take some highlights.
So why does the study of maths and science seem difficult?
Okay, there are a number of factors. Normally, it's the beginning. So when a student, a young person is being introduced to the subject, and it doesn't come in an exciting way and an engaging way, some of it can seem very abstract, right? So let's say you start with mathematics. Just learning mathematics and not knowing why you are learning it or what that mathematics could be used for makes it much more difficult to be engaged, you see. And so what I tell the teachers I have the opportunity to interact with is that you have to try and make the subject exciting. You may not be talking about the applications yet, but you could at least let your students know why they have to get the foundation so that they can use it for something better. See?
There are people who have been like rewriting, because maths and science, they are like the two fundamental subjects that you have to get right to be able to move on from whichever level. And some people keep rewriting. Must you continue rewriting?
Depends. If you have not diagnosed your problem and you continue doing things the same way, don't expect a different result. So there are some people who have not really understood why they didn't do well the first time. Sometimes there's a certain, I keep coming back to foundation and concepts, because at the level of up to the senior high school, we are still talking about foundation. So if at that point you have got the wrong approach to solving problems, without the willingness to continue to look at it in a different light, to give it a chance, it makes it extremely difficult to recover from that.
You know, can everybody do maths? Are there people who are just simply cut out for it and those who are not?
I don't believe there are people who simply can do math. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Everybody does math. Every single day. You can't live life without doing math. Okay, so the typical examples that we give, you want to cross the road. Do you know how much math you do just by crossing the road? Because you have to calculate how far away that vehicle is. And you have to decide how fast you are going to walk in order not to get hit by that vehicle. You are doing a whole lot of math, but you may not see it. You could be in the kitchen cooking. In addition to the chemistry, you are actually measuring quantities. So you have an idea, you have a grasp of what it takes to have 1 kilo of something, right? And then if you add something else to it, you are doing addition, you are doing subtraction, you are doing all sorts of mathematics. So we are doing it, but when it becomes a subject, when you say, this is mathematics, we are now going to sit in class for 1 hour to do mathematics, then suddenly you switch off. There are people in the market doing calculations of, you know, if somebody wanted to take your money right now, you would know to the last Ghana pesewa how much they had to pay you, wouldn't you?
Sure.
You know how much math that takes. You know your tens, you know your hundreds, you know your ones. In order to be able to do that complex calculation, to know how much somebody owes you and then get the right amount. And yet when we sit you down, that this is a math class and solve the same problem, because it's a word problem, because it's in the confines of an educational program, it suddenly becomes too difficult. So I don't think there's anyone out there who cannot do math. We are doing it all the time, just that we don't formalize.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Is it because usually, and I don't know if there are some sort of scientific surveys that have been done to prove this, but girls would usually find the study of science and maths either too difficult. And you are in the university, so you can correct me. Is it the same? Do you see girls progressing in the study of science and maths?
All the time.
Or they fall along the way? Because that's kind of like the perception.
I see some of the best young ladies coming through engineering. I'm in engineering. And yes, typically the numbers in engineering are very low. Around 15%, 21%, then we are happy to have the young ladies coming in to do engineering. There have been years where our best graduating engineering students have been young men.
Okay.
So it's possible, and there are some who are doing very well. Yes. So it's possible. Again, there are many factors that go into this. The women are not cut out for science and all of that. Expectation is one very important thing. So if you enter a place and there are very few women, I'm sad to say in my own department, there are 9 or 10 lecturers, I'm the only woman.
Oh.
And there are some departments in engineering, I'm not going to mention, that have never ever had a lecturer who is a woman. So when the students come in and they know it's possible, so they see a woman there, or they know of an engineer or somebody doing mathematics who is a woman, they know they can also do it. Mm-hmm. Then the expectations in class, you see, just as you're saying, oh, it's hard for the women. So then the lecturer, the professor, is softer on the women because, oh, you have a difficult time. Meanwhile, you put a high premium on doing the same thing when it comes to the young men. See, those differences, the way we socialize our young women also has an impact, because in all the years I've been teaching, I have seen that when you have high standards, when you have high expectations of your students, they live up to those. So I don't think they can't do it. Women can also do it. They can also do it. But the environment sometimes is what causes them not to do as well as they could.
Okay. Let me ask you a basic question. How early should you start your children with hardcore learning of maths and science? When should you begin to teach them?
There's nothing like hardcore. So start early. Start early. Like I said, science and math is our that's our lives. So find fun ways. Fun ways of doing things. When they start talking, you can start. Okay. You can start reading to them the same way you read to your babies, don't you? Why can't you have some counting, some mathematics, old McDonald's, the songs that we sing, the rhymes, and there's a whole lot of math in there. You are doing math, but because it's not sit down, 1 + 1, you see, you don't want to call it hardcore. That part is okay. I still see that as math. So start as early as possible. It's never too early to start.
Okay. Let's talk about your experiences with the National Science and Maths Quiz and the young girls that you come across. Any maybe challenges that you think, and it's intentional that I'm talking about young girls, because usually we are looking for people to look up to. We're looking for role models, and so we want to particularly make mention of girls so that other girls can see that they too can get there. Are there any particular weaknesses or challenges that you think girls in particular face?
Yes, this is our biggest mystery why none of the girls' schools or none of the all-girl teams have made it to the very end champions. And I was just talking to a friend of mine a couple of days ago about this, and what I said was, at that level, when the young ladies come to sit on stage with me, they are fighting more battles than their counterparts. They are.
How is that?
And this is my own observation. I've not done a scientific study, but this is my observation. So the young ladies go and sit there, and they are really bothered by what comments the crowd is making, right? So while they are doing the calculations, while they are trying to answer questions, they are also thinking about their image. They don't want anyone to laugh at them. They want to, I guess they are looking for boyfriends maybe sometimes. So they want to create the best possible impression. They are very concerned. So I sometimes hear them whispering answers that could probably fetch partial credit or even full credit. And they don't want to say it. The young men can have the wrong answer, speak up with confidence. That is the big difference I have seen. That is the big difference I have seen. When I go around the schools or when I talk to contestants, I talk to teachers, what I say to them is that this competition is not just about technical knowledge and competence. It's not. If it were, the girls would have won long ago, because after all, at the Waxy Awards, they are always winning first. So why is it that when they come and sit up on stage, they can't get to that level? There's something else going on. So it's not just about technical competence. It is the willingness to just say it.
Okay.
Forget those other things. You are there to win just like anyone else. Forget that image problem. Focus on what you came to do, and be bold and do it. That's why I like that young lady from, was it Tamasco, Zuwera. She had some element of that thing. She would just speak up. If she had an answer, she would say it with confidence. She didn't care that people were heckling and making noises in the crowd. I think that's what it is.
But this can obviously be worked on.
Yes, that's
this is something that can.
I tell the teachers, do something about the contestants that you bring up there. You may not bring it's possible that you don't have, and they do this, right? So they may have a best student, but that student is simply not ready or able to come and sit there in the midst of the noise, the comments, and other things. And so. And
cameras.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The stage itself is also very important. So they need to get used to these things. So there's a bit of training that is required to get them to have those nerves of steel to come sit there and do what they have to do.
And for you personally, as a quiz mistress, are you intimidated by anything? You know, are you challenged as well? Because these are also brilliant kids that you are surrounded by.
Yes, they inspire me. They inspire me, and I enjoy what I do, which is why I go year after year. And these are amazing young people, amazing. I mean, I was just saying at the interview earlier on that I could solve the problems, but I am not half as fast as these young people come and sit there 10 seconds, they're giving me really amazing answers. So yes, they inspire me to do what I do, and I do enjoy myself. That's why I'm still doing it. The day I stop enjoying myself,
then you stop. You say goodbye to them. Okay, we've given them the cue now. We've given prime time what they should look out for, so that when you get there, they can find somebody else to be the quiz mistress. But you know, finally, I remember when I was young, it used to be 11 a.m. on GTV every Saturday, and I'll take a pen and a paper and sit by the television and follow the questions to see if I could answer. What do you want people who would follow this year's? In fact, some people have started following with originals already. Yes. What should they be doing? What should people who would not get the opportunity to be at the centers, what should they be doing back at home?
All right. I try to get everyone to be a little involved. So sometimes you see when a question comes up and the contestants are unable to answer, I throw it to the audience.
Okay.
Yes. I don't see why you should come to the National Science and Math Quiz to be an audience, to be in the audience, or to be watching on TV and then have no interest in the science. I understand there are people who watch it just to see what I'm wearing. That bothers me. That bothers me. So yes, the right attitude would be to take that pen and paper, or at least to listen to see if there's something you can recognize in order to contribute, or to at least remind yourself of some of the things you learned when you were in school. And some of the questions are very applied. If you could solve some of those, that would make me very, very happy.
Okay, yes. All right. We wish you well with this year's contest.
Thank you.
We're looking out for all the things that make the quiz competition, you know, what it is. We're looking out for the controversies. Not, you know, we don't want it to just all go smooth like that. So we're looking out for the controversies as well. And we wish you the very best. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that great conversation, Mama Biuso Abuaje, interacting with the quiz mistress, Dr. Elsie Ifa Kaufman. But make sure that you watch the launch today live on the channel and talking about the Science and Maths quiz. We've been bringing you various introspections and speaking to various maths and science teachers in numerous schools across the regions. And our focus today is in the central region, and Richard Kojanyako is profiling some schools there.
14 schools from Central Region have so far sailed through to the 2018 edition of the National Science and Mathematics Quiz. Central Region, before the regional contest, had 7 schools that were seeded following their performances in the last edition of the National Mathematics and Science Quiz. Ghana National College, University Practice Senior High, Adesador College, Holy Child School, Agri Memorial Senior High School, Infantipim School, and Wesley Girls High School. 7 other schools after the regional contest a couple of months ago qualified as winners of various contests to join the already seeded schools from the region. Apam Senior High School, Academy of Christ the King, Swedru Senior High School, Winneba Senior High School, Buampensem Senior High School, T.I. Media Senior High School, and Bremani Sikuma Senior High School. There were lots of surprises over the 2-day contest. Giants like St. Augustine's College and Fantiman Girls were edged out. St. Augustine's College started strongly, sending early signals that they were really a force to contend with, but they started dropping valuable points as the contest progressed steadily. Smartly and diligently, Swedru Senior High School overtook the St. Augustine's lads and beat them soundly. Buampensem Senior High School gave Infantiman Girls Senior High School the battle of their lives. They shocked the girls that were tipped to be the favorites and won the contest, opening a 19-point gap. The Buampensem contestants feel elated after overcoming the Infantiman Girls.
The children of Madam was imbued with vast wealth of wisdom of great men. We never thought we could get there, but with perseverance, we've gotten to where we are. So the contest so far, it has been very competitive. That did motivate me because we saw as a no, if somebody has been able to do it, then we can do it. So we put it at the back of my mind that when we come here today, we're going to win.
Because they lost, our seniors lost to them last 2 years. So we decided it's a revenge match. So this is a revenge match. So we come for a revenge match, and by God's grace, we've won. Thank God for.
Wow. So what did the magic for you? The girls were saying that it was the speed. You had a better speed, and because you are guys, you are a bit smarter and faster than they are.
Nah,
I really worked for you.
Perseverance and courage. Because I thought I've met a very big school. Let me say a school which is over me. But when I came here, I saw it just to be just a mere school to me. So that helped me to win.
Well, looking at the contest from yesterday to today, you can see that the second contest, which was between St. Augustine's and Swesco, we all thought that Swesco, St. Augustine's would win, but we saw that at the end of the contest there was a magic. And looking at Swesco and St. Augustine's, even if you see the list, you directly going for St. Augustine's to win. So as in our own, you say side to win, because last 2 years they eliminated us. It was very sad.
Do the contestants of Infantiman Girls and their teacher coach have anything to say?
They are speed. Yeah.
Disappointed, or you feel that it's normal?
Oh, we are not really disappointed. Everything happens for a reason, so we are okay. I don't even know what to say, but we are really disappointed. For it, she's not really disappointed, but me, I'm really disappointed.
Why are you disappointed?
I just wanted us to qualify. Yeah, the contest has been fair though, but I think we should put in more work, especially the girls' schools, because it looks like we're the only girls on stage, and then all the other contestants were guys. So you see, girls, when they see guys contesting, even though sometimes they might know better than the guys, but the pressure, the tension, and everything makes them forget even what they've studied and all. So I think we should put in more work next year.
Well, the unexpected sometimes happens, but we say it's our speed. So we are going back to the drawing board to work on our speed and come back next year, God willing.
Disappointed?
No, not really.
Not really.
I'm Obey Evans Watson, physics tutor, Fatima Girls Secondary School. So they did their best. They're just that the boys have speed, especially with the speed race. That's one of the
disappointed.
No, not disappointed. We'll do our homework, and next year probably we'll come in.
Naman Senior High School became the last school to complete the list of schools to push through to the 2018 National Maths and Science Quiz from the Central Region. With 33 points, 10 better than Chifu Prasu Senior High School, Central Region sealed their list of schools that will be torchbearers at the 2018 edition of the competition. Other big winners of the day are Cape Coast-based Academy of Christ the King, Winneba Senior High School, and T.I. Amas Senior High School.
So we're still counting down. The big launch for this year's National Science and Maths Quiz is later today. So we're looking forward to that. But of course, it's 10 regions, 135 schools. The 2018 National Science and Maths Quiz enters the preliminary stages from the 11th of June 2018, live here on JoyNews, also on your Go TV channel 144, and of course on your DSTV channel 421. The National Science and Maths Quiz is produced by Primetime in partnership with the Ghana Education Service and CHAS, and brought to you in association with GOIL, GTP New Style, Bond Savings and Loans, GCB, Accra College of Medicine, Prudential Life, and of course JoyNews. We are the television partners for this year's National Science Maths Quiz. We're making sure you don't miss any bit of it. That's why for the rest of the week, we're profiling the regions and we're bringing back to you some of the regional contests. So stay with us. Let's see what we bring to you tomorrow here on JoyNews. And I hope that you did enjoy that conversation, of course, with the quiz mistress as well.